It is my privilege to welcome you all today. We have with us an august gathering of principals and faculty members, heads of IB schools of Bangalore, represented in this momentous occasion. Today, Indus has reached yet another milestone. It is with great pride that the Indus Training and Research Institute will be collaborating formally with the prestigious University of Bath, one of the top universities in the United Kingdom, for offering a unique teacher education program exclusively customized to meet the requirements of international baccalaureate schools. I would like to welcome our distinguished guests from the United Kingdom, Professor Jeffrey Thompson, Dr. Mary Hayden, who is the head of the Department of Education of Bath University. I welcome our chairman, Mr. Sushil Mantri. I welcome our chief executive, Lieutenant General Arjun Ray. I welcome Mr. Premchand Paletti, CEO of the C4 Research Institute. I extend warm greetings and welcome to Mr. Dilip Thakur and Ms. Sumaya Yasmin, chief editors of the Education World magazine. A special welcome to Mrs. Sarojini Rao, principal of the Indus International School, Bangalore, Mr. Sandeep Chabra, and Mr. Carol Joseph. Warm welcome to Dr. Sridarsan Kaundinya, director of the Indus Training and Research Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a historic day in the journey of the Indus group of institutions. This is a momentous occasion that bears witness to the vision and goal which lies at the heart of all Indus institutions, overcoming all challenges and creating leaders of tomorrow. This partnership with the University of Bath is a quantum leap in ensuring we fulfill our institutional vision at our Teacher Training Institute, which is to facilitate institutional capacity building and promote a professional learning community for international education and leadership. Today, we are formally establishing the leadership legacy of the Indus group of institutions by providing teachers an excellent opportunity to enhance their professional learning and aspirations by embarking on a rewarding journey through a high-level academic program that will certify them as master IB teachers who can be employed globally. I now request our chief guests to please come forward and light the lamp to start today's program. Ladies and gentlemen, you may applaud this occasion as we celebrate the lighting of the lamp to commemorate this auspicious occasion. We will now hear the school song.
Mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free. जहाँ भय ना रहे, तन मन में मेरे, जहाँ मुक्ति से ज्ञान मिले, where the world has not been broken into fragments by walls, where words do come out from the depths of truth. ये ना हुए तेरी सृष्टि के शब्दों में सच्चाई बसे.
Thank you, students, for that melodious rendition. We now have a pure dance sequence presented as an invocation by the Indus International School students. Thank you, students, for that brilliant performance. Mr. Sushil Mantri is a highly successful real estate developer of Bangalore and is well known for his innovation and undeterred commitment to quality and professional competence, which has been responsible for the success of the Indus Group of institutions. As chairman of the Indus Trust, he provides strategic guidance on all matters concerning governance, infrastructure, business development, and budgeting for all our institutions. I request our chairman to please come forward and address the gathering.
We welcome all of you today at the launch of the MA program in International Education offered by the University of Bath and Indus Training and Research Institute, we call as ITARI. The Indus Trust has come a long way in the international education journey. Today, we have the 3 schools ranked in top 10 among India, and Indus School Bangalore has ranked first for the 5th consecutive year. Is a great success. And all this success is possible only because of teachers. Today's announcement, we are taking ITARI to a next level. The world has now become a global village. And in this era of innovation, Indus is entering into a strategic partnership with University of Bath, UK, which is one of the top 5 educational university at UK. With this, ITARI will be the only study center in entire South India. There is a tremendous scope for this course in India and Asia Pacific region. On this successful course completion, our qualifying teacher will be the master teachers in IB who can be employed anywhere in the world. The capacity of Indus to think global will further improve with this collaboration, and I hope we will have a long and fruitful relationship with the University of Bath going beyond the MA program. I thank all of you.
The journey of Indus will always be etched in history due to the exemplary leadership of our chief executive. These are the accolades that belong to one personage who heads the Indus Group of institutions. He leads with a clear vision for a higher purpose that drives our passion for excellence in all spheres. His indefatigable commitment to developing an ethos of leadership and innovation at Indus International Schools is remarkable. He has been widely acknowledged as India's most influential leader in education. I would like to welcome on stage.
Today is a very important turning point in the history of Indus, and I would say in the history of international education in India. We have now moved into the age of innovation, wherein entrepreneurship, which is a combination of innovation and risk-taking, is going to be, or rather has become, the #1 leadership competency of the 21st century. And it is this competency that is going to bring about reforms in education and is going to raise the image of the teaching profession. And therefore, this great opportunity that we have this evening of entering into a collaboration with the University of Bath is going to set us on this journey of mastery. This is not only going to give you mastery, it's going to open up all doors, it's going to open up all windows and enable you to be globally present. And I think that is an important fact to understand. Because with the IB Educator's Certificate that you get along with it, your global acceptance, your understanding and mastery of international education will be truly born.
I now request Professor Jeff Thompson and Dr. Mary Hayden, representing the University of Bath, and General Ray and Mrs. Rao, representing the Indus Trust, to please come up on stage and sign the MOUs. Audience, although this is a solemn occasion, you may applaud this venture and celebrate our success as an educational fraternity as we embark on this historic journey which will launch the teaching profession onto the next level. Dr. Mary Hayden, please. We have 3 copies of the MOU, one for the Indus Trust, one for ITARI, and one for the University of Bath. Professor Jeff Thompson, that MOU will be priceless in a few years because that has Professor Jeff Thompson's signature, and we look forward to this partnership, sir. We are really. General Arjun Ray, let me inform you, before the MOUs are even signed, we already have a full capacity cohort for March 2017, mostly teachers from the Indus International School, so we can give that a round of applause. I request Mrs. Sarojini Rao from the Indus International School, Principal, Indus International School, Bangalore, to please sign on behalf of Indus Schools. Dr. Mary Hayden will now present the University Crest to General Arjun Ray to commemorate this moment. Crest of the University of Bath, which is being presented to General Ray. Thank you very much about this venture. Thank you very much. Professor Jeff Thompson is Emeritus Professor of Education at the University of Bath, where he teaches, supervises, and researches through the Center for the Study of Education in an international context. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together to applaud the achievements of Professor Jeff Thompson as he comes forward.
On this auspicious occasion for the University of Bath, that is of the collaboration which we are inaugurating and celebrating this evening. My colleague Dr. Mary Hayden, who's head of the Department of Education at Bath, and I are delighted to be here, and we feel privileged to be collaborating with such an impressive institution. We're looking forward immensely to our time with you and with all the teachers that we should be working with you all in finding new ways forward to meet the demands and the real-life situations of our young people. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Professor. Dr. Mary Hayden is the head of department and senior lecturer at the University of Bath, UK. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Dr. Mary Hayden.
Let me just start by saying how delighted I am to be here also this evening with Professor Thompson to launch the collaboration with colleagues of the MA Education and IB Educator Certificate Study Centre here at ITARI and Indus. It really is a great pleasure to be here. There's a lot of detail, a lot more detail I could go into, but I'm not going to now. There's a lot of detail on the website. There's the University of Bath website about the MA. There's pages on our website about the MA link with the IB Educator Certificate. And there's a whole lot of information about educator certificates more generally on the IB web pages too. So I've put the links up there, but I'll leave these slides with Dr. Moses so that if anybody wants to, they can follow up those links later without having to write them down now. So that's all I want to say, I think, for the moment, but as you've heard, we'll be happy to answer questions. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mary Hayden. We will now have an open forum, and teachers, I know a lot of you have been trying to reach me to get more details about the program. Questions? Yes.
Philosophies vary in many international schools. So will international education of the future move towards a more common philosophy for schools?
Rapid answer to you is the philosophy will remain the same, but the way you explicate it, teach it, and lead the learning about it will be up to you in the schools.
Would international education consider a governing body outside the realm of education that will address the issues like setting up affordable schools by the needier countries?
The IB has a group within it which has representatives from different ministries and bodies around the world on it, because the IB is very keen to respond to the needs of national systems as well as to those of international schools. So there is a place for support from philanthropic bodies, from government, from agencies, from commercial enterprises, but it will not be support in a way that destroys the philosophy of the program.
Possible to swap between summer school, let's say, for the first 6 months, and then a module online, and then a module face-to-face? I mean, is there that flexibility?
Yes, there is. In our program, yes, the different forms or modes, if you like, of study that I described, the study centre and the summer school and the online. The university regulations don't specify at all that you have to do any particular combination. So if somebody wanted to do a combination of coming to summer school in Bath and doing some courses, units through a study centre and doing something online, then they could do so, yeah. The regulations would allow that, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How can international education help create a culture of innovation?
It is, of course, at the centre that when we start the MA programme, we start by considering what we believe are two major pillars underpinning an international education programme. One is a discussion and a debate about values and the values underpinning and the philosophy. and the other is about the meaning and influence of culture on international education.
What's the range of fees when you, and what are the duration of the program?
University regulations say that somebody cannot complete the part-time MA, which is what we're talking about, the part-time program, in less than 2 years, and they can't take more than 5 years. So the range is 2 to 5 years. Most people, I think it would be true to say, probably finish about 3.5 or 4, but it does depend on people's particular circumstances. So that's the timing of it. The fee structure is such that we negotiated with the university quite early on that we would not follow the traditional UK university home overseas divide, which I'm sure you're all familiar with, where students coming to the UK to university are judged on their nationality and where they've been living, and then they pay quite a bit higher fees if they are from outside the European Union. Although in future, I'm not quite sure what that will be, but that's what it is just at the moment. They pay quite higher fees if they're from outside the EU than if they're from inside the EU. We negotiated with the university right from the outset that we would charge everybody the same fee. And the fee is, it works out to be higher than it would be for somebody who was from the EU, but it's lower than it would be for somebody from outside the EU.
My question is, given the shortage of teachers and given the number of teachers who have to go through the program, have you thought about any financial aid by that? I mean, not discounts, but access to investments for investing in themselves. It doesn't have to be, it can be a loan, a grant, or any such things.
Whatever fees they're going to pay, Indus does not keep 1 naya paisa.
Absolutely.
It goes straight to Bath. We are just a conduit, a facilitator.
My question is to Dr. Hayden. The way the subjects are distributed over this program, is it something like a liberal arts approach that can a person do a course which kind of encompasses, let's say, biology, ESS, and TOK, or physics and mathematics and TOK, these kind of transdisciplinary things?
We don't actually teach anything on our master's program that's subject specific. The courses are all generic, if you like, in the sense of they're about curriculum, or they're about assessment, or they're about learning, for instance. They are generic issues, and the literature and the theories that we draw on are very much about those sorts of generic type issues. Having said that, we will always do our best to respond to the interests of those who are in a particular group.
If a student who registers for MA education and completes it successfully, is he eligible to do PhD or EdD further if he's interested?
We offer two, as you saw briefly on the slides before, and from our University Department of Education, we offer 2 different ways of completing a doctorate, which can be full-time or part-time: the PhD, Doctor of Philosophy in Education, or the Doctor of Education, EdD. Somebody who successfully completes our Masters in Education, the MA in Education, would be well positioned to apply for a place on the doctorate.
My question is, while this course definitely helps you grow professionally and it qualifies a teacher professionally, is there any component in this course which helps in the overall development of a teacher?
Well, first of all, I need to say that we don't have any concrete data, so we haven't set out to gather data where I can't say to you definitively it does this, this, and this.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you give them a big round of applause for their time and for the efforts. Thank you, Professor Thompson. Thank you, Dr. Hayden. This is an excellent opportunity for you to study right here in Bangalore and get an outstanding qualification that will take your career to the next level. At this point in time, we acknowledge the pivotal role of our advisor, Mrs. Sarojini Rao, Principal of Indus International School, Bangalore. We thank you, ma'am, for all the good work you have done, and we request you to please come forward to share your reflections and paint a picture for the teachers ahead.
The collaboration with University of Bath, which has been announced today, will certainly be a major milestone in the professional development of teachers. But having said that, courses and degrees by themselves do not make teachers professionally competent. We all know that. These have to be translated into application in life. And I'm sure that this course, in MA in Education, has a very strong component of self-development. So professional development has to be preceded by self-development, and these have to be translated into application.
Thank you, Mrs. Sarojini Rao. And we would like you to understand that there are certain eligibility procedures that you need to follow. So you need to apply for the program. The university committee will take a decision on your admission, and you will then start with other formalities like payment of fees. And the first cohort will start 9th of March 2017 at ITARI. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming. We thank the media, the administration of the school, and all the people who played a part in making this event successful.